They say flying commercial is one of the safest forms of traveling, and the likelihood of you dying in a plane crash is 1 in 3.3 billion. However, when it comes to driving, it's 1 in 101 in a lifetime. And if you know me, you know that I really love to drive. But 2025 has created this huge fear of traveling both domestic and internationally. This type of fear sort of reminds me of how the pandemic was in 2020. And I can't believe that was so long ago. Damn. We've had multiple aircraft tragedies in 2025 already, starting with the collision between American Airlines and the U.S. Army Black Hawk, the medical jet that crashed in Philadelphia, 2 Japanese aircrafts colliding while parking, and I think something else happened already. Keep in mind, this is only February, so being a bounty hunter videography, my brand has allowed me to travel both domestic and internationally. I love it, ain't gonna lie, but this trip almost cost me my life. What's going on, bounty hunters? I'm Trey G. Riley, the bounty hunter of videography. And before I begin to tell you my story, I want you to hit the subscribe button, like, comment, all that jazz. I want the algorithm to know that the bounty hunter is here and he ain't going nowhere. So let's begin. So there I was at LAX. My boy and I got a mission to head over to Brazil. Our goal was to spend the night in the Amazon rainforest, then head to Rio to capture some historical moments in that country, then Salvador, then back to the US. We only had, I would say, a week to capture as much footage as we can to make sure that this documentary that we were tasked to do makes sense. What I did realize, the amount of flying that we had to do inside South America. So my flight went like this, right? I started at LAX, had to fly to Miami to board my international flight. That international flight took me to Panama. Panama was a layover flight to Manaus. I only had 30 minutes to get to the next to get to the next plane. And then boom, we were in Manaus. Menage a trois. Menage a trois, I guess, you know. But anyway, in Manaus, the M City, that place was our first stop to head to the Amazon rainforest to stay for the night. Being in Manaus was peaceful, and I thoroughly enjoyed the time that I had there up to the point of meeting with the tour guide. Ultimately, we didn't get to do what we came out there for because we were pretty much scammed by our tour guide. The day that we landed in Manaus, 24 hours later, we had to pack up our bags and head to Rio because we were not dealing with that bullcrap at all. So packed up our bags, got there, got to the airport, and then from Manaus, we had to fly to Bogota, Bakuta. How do you say that? So we went there. 48 hours. I've flown to LA, Miami, Panama, Manaus, and now that place. That was also a layover to get to Colombia. Colombia also was a layover to get to Rio. So when I tell you majority of my time in South America has been nothing but sitting in airplanes, I was starting to feel like it was a waste of time. So when we got to Rio, that's when the excitement started to grow on me. We had an amazing tour guide that was guiding us to the direction that we needed to tell our story. Private, exclusive moments, love every bit about it. And you know I had to get the statue of Jesus Christ. Creme de la creme. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Almost got my drone destroyed by a bunch of birds flying back to me, but you know, I still got the shot and that's what matters. We only had 12 hours to be in Rio. It was a very quick turn. We simply didn't have enough time or funding to stay as long as we needed to. My bro James booked the Airbnb for us to crash for a few hours before we started doing the shoots in Rio. For some reason, we couldn't get access to the Airbnb. And so now we are here with thousands of dollars equipment in an area that we have no connections to whatsoever. And we stank. So we're literally in the lobby like, yo, wiping ourselves up, freshening ourselves up, making sure we're good. You know what I'm saying? The works, right? And then we started doing our shoots. And like I said, it was a blast. We got to meet a lot of people. The culture was very diverse. I felt welcome there, but we couldn't stay long because like I said, we had to go to Salvador. Salvador was where we needed to shoot like the historical moments of slavery, how slaves were imported from Africa through Brazil to head to America. And that was a complete rush. So we got the shot. Didn't even have time to pack our bags accordingly. We just shoving stuff in there. And he said, we had to go. We gotta go. Our flight from Rio to Salvador was around like 8, 9 o'clock. And One thing about me is that I am very anal about being at an airport on time, especially in foreign countries. If I am going to be at an airport in America, I would say give me like 2 hours, 3 hours minimum, I guess, to be at the airport to get checked in, depending on how big the airport is. If it's like LAS or Dallas, yeah, I'm being there around like 3 hours minimum. Anything small like Raleigh or maybe Miami, we'll see, depending on where I'm going. I'd say 2 hours, but you will not catch me heading to the airport an hour prior to takeoff. You have lost your damn mind. So to be in a foreign country, you know I had to get there even earlier. And my boy James was dumb mad at me. And I dummy don't care. There were so many things that were taking place that we had to go. So when we get to the airport in Rio, we're checking our bags and stuff like that. Everything seems to be okay until I had to check my bags in. Of course, when we're outside the country, here's one thing you gotta know about James. Anything that happens with James outside, he seems as like the king. When everything happens to me, it seems like I'm like the redheaded stepchild that's creating a lot more headaches than it needs to be. And I'm just following the instructions of what's being asked of me. I said that James' bags goes through zero problems, no issues. I put my bag in there. They said, ooh, no, we have a problem. I don't think we can bring this bag on in. I don't see that your bag is checked in. What do you mean that my bag is not checked in? Like, we were sitting at this airport for 6 hours, what felt like, and you mean to tell me that my bag is still not checked in? Fast forward, we got it checked in, stuff like that. This is why y'all you need to have air tags in your bags. Get your air tags, and by the way, subscribe to the Bounty Hunter Media for more content like this. Keep it going, all right? So from Rio, we went to Salvador, but that was also a quick turn because I needed to head back early. So I had to leave early. James was able to stay at least like a night in advance, right? So, oh, wait, hold on. So, yeah. So here's the thing. Yeah. So I'll get my shit together. We were able to stay at least a couple of days there because that's where our primary shots were going to take place, right? For the documentary. Also, was a great time. Met a lot of people. We connected with another YouTuber named Arquito. Such a great host, great friend, and allowed us to have some transparency on what the heck we were doing out here in this country, right? And how to move around without. I got up early and I had to fly from Salvador back to Manal, and then from Manal back to Panama, and then from Panama back to Miami. And this was in 6 days. All this is taking place within a week, dog. In a week. So here's the part where I almost died. So remember when I told you there's 1 in 3.3 billion chance that you will die in a plane crash? Throughout my week there, I felt like I was quickly exhausting my chances. And rightfully so, because the same day that I flew out of Brazil to Miami, this happens. It was the exact same day. And at the time, I'm obviously flying, so I didn't receive any notifications, no nothing. Soon as I landed in Miami, my phone has been blowing up. I get so many text messages, so many missed calls, DMs on Instagram wondering, Trey, are you okay? Please pick up the phone. Where are you? Come, like, check in. And I'm like, what are you talking about? What is happening? I am fine, you know? And keep in mind, I don't like posting exactly where I'm at the time for obvious reasons. So I don't understand where people thought that I could be in a difficult situation. And so when I'm getting ready to fly to from Miami back to LA, I see the news and it is a Brazilian aircraft that sadly crashed on that day. To be quite honest with you, it freaked me out. If I had canceled the jobs that I had lined up back in LA and stayed longer, that probably would have been my flight and I probably wouldn't be here today. My sincere condolences to the loved ones, the fathers, the mothers, the brothers and sisters who've tragically lost their lives throughout this year and beyond. I believe in 2024, I'll place the statistics right here, that 2024 alone, that we've had over 100 crashes and at least 40 confirmed deaths in the United States alone when it comes to aircrafts fatalities. So we just got to be mindful of what's going on. To the pilots that are in charge of the aircraft, to the maintainers, man, I just encourage us to be more mindful of what we're doing and just slow and steady wins the race, man. I know we're dealing with a big change in politics in the US right now, but let's make sure that we ensure that we have logic into the forefront of what we're doing on our day-to-day operations. So in total, the amount of flying that I did, I believe was like, I would say 8 to 10 times I was flying in South Africa. It's South America for like a week. Yeah, I'm never doing that again. With the current events that are happening right now, would you rather drive or fly? Me personally, I love to be in control of where I'm going, so driving is my number one priority. Obviously, I can't turn my Explorer into an aircraft and be in control of that. I mean, I do have my pilot license, but it's for the wrong type of aircraft. Whatever, I love it. So let me know down below. Would you rather drive all the time or fly? Or are you willing to get your pilot license so you can fly on your own? I don't know if it's either DJI or Sony, but they're developing like an aircraft where it's big enough for you to fly yourself. I think DJI has already worked on that, and that would be like my next investment when this car unfortunately dies. Hopefully not soon. Thank you. If you enjoyed this video, you enjoyed me sharing you my experiences with my journey as the bounty hunter of videography, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out. My goal is to get 10,000 subscribers by May 3rd, 2025. And I can't do it without you guys, all right? What's up? So yeah, that's my story of the time where I almost died flying way too much in South America alone. If you enjoyed my video so far, I encourage you to look at the last video that I did. The views are looking good, but we can do more. We can do more. Let's get it out there. Let's get it out there. My subscribers are growing, and to the ones who have already subscribed, thank you so much. You've already shown me hope that you guys want something like this, and I promise to keep you consistent. Okay? So yeah, that's my story. Let me know what you want to hear next. I got more content coming up your way, and I'll see you next time. Okay.